Which U.S. federal law enacted in 2003 created the Do Not Call registry to reduce unwanted telemarketing calls to consumers? A. CAN-SPAM Act. B. Telephone Consumer Protection Act, TCPA. C. Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA. D. Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, GLBA. Correct answer, B. Under the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, what age group does the law primarily aim to protect? A. Children under 13. B. Teenagers aged 13-18. C. Adults aged 18 and above. D. Seniors aged 65 and above. Correct answer, A. Which U.S. state was the first to implement a comprehensive data breach notification law? A. California. B. New York. C. Texas. D. Florida. Correct answer, A. What is the primary purpose of the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, Privacy Rule? A. To regulate the sale of health insurance. B. To ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of healthcare data. C. To prevent insurance fraud. D. To establish minimum wage standards for healthcare workers. Correct answer, B. Which federal agency is responsible for enforcing the privacy provisions of the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, GLBA? A. Federal Trade Commission, FTC. B. Federal Communications Commission, FCC. C. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. D. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Correct answer, A. In the context of the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA, what is the primary distinction between the treatment of stored electronic communications and real-time electronic communications? A. Real-time communications receive less protection than stored communications. B. Stored communications receive less protection than real-time communications. C. Both stored and real-time communications receive the same level of protection. D. The ECPA does not cover electronic communications. Correct answer, B. Which U.S. law restricts the use of pre-recorded telemarketing calls and robocalls to residential lines without prior consent? A. CAN-SPAM Act. B. Telephone Consumer Protection Act, TCPA. C. Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA. D. Federal Wiretap Act. Correct answer, B. Under the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, what rights do California residents have regarding their personal information? A. The right to opt out of the sale of their personal information, the right to access their personal information, and the right to delete their personal information. B. The right to prevent any collection of personal information, the right to restrict the use of personal information, and the right to transfer personal information to any third party. C. The right to request personal information from any business, the right to obtain personal information for free, and the right to sue any business that mishandles personal information. D. The right to anonymity online, the right to have personal information deleted immediately, and the right to unlimited access to personal information. Correct answer, A. Which federal law requires employers to notify employees and job applicants if a background check may be conducted? A. Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA. B. Employee Retirement Income Security Act, ERISA. C. Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA. D. Occupational Safety and Health Act, OSHA. Correct answer, A. What is the main objective of the Red Flags Rule issued under the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act, FACTA? A. To prevent the use of credit cards in online transactions. B. To require financial institutions and creditors to implement identity theft prevention programs. C. To limit the use of social security numbers by government agencies. D. To regulate the use of biometric data in financial services. Correct answer, B. Which U.S. federal law is designed to protect the privacy of student education records? A. Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA. B. Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA. C. Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA. D. Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA. Correct answer, B. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA, what practices are considered abusive, deceptive, or unfair when collecting debts? A. All forms of debt collection are considered abusive. B. Threatening violence, using obscene language, and misrepresenting the debt owed. C. Only in-person debt collection is considered abusive. D. Collecting debts on weekends is considered deceptive. Correct answer, B. What does the opt-in approach to marketing consent require under U.S. law? A. Individuals must actively provide consent before receiving marketing communications. B. Individuals are automatically opted in unless they actively opt out. C. Only businesses need to opt in before sending marketing communications. D. Marketing communications do not require consent in the United States. Correct answer, A. Which U.S. law prohibits deceptive or unfair acts or practices in the marketplace and gives authority to the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, to enforce it? A. Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA. B. Sherman Antitrust Act. C. Federal Trade Commission Act, FTC Act. D. Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFAA. Correct answer, C. What is the main purpose of the Privacy Act of 1974? A. To protect the privacy of electronic communications. B. To establish minimum wage standards. C. To regulate data brokers. D. To safeguard individual records maintained by federal agencies. Correct answer, D. Which U.S. law restricts the sending of unsolicited commercial email messages and requires opt-out mechanisms for recipients? A. Telephone Consumer Protection Act, TCPA. B. CAN-SPAM Act. C. Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA. D. Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA. Correct answer, B. What is the main objective of the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, GINA? A. To regulate the use of genetic engineering in agriculture. B. To prevent discrimination based on genetic information in employment and health insurance. C. To promote the use of genetic testing in criminal investigations. D. To establish genetic data as public domain information. Correct answer, B. Which U.S. law requires financial institutions to establish and maintain comprehensive information security programs to protect customers' non-public personal information? A. Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA. B. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA. C. Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, GLBA. D. Consumer Financial Protection Act, CFPA. Correct answer, C.